As the 2024 election approaches, the polls are getting more intriguing, especially in key swing states. With the release of new data, I'll be filling in my updated election map to predict who might take the White House come November. Let's start by locking in Trump's safe states. For Trump's solid base, we have Montana, Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska at large, and its 1st and 3rd districts: Missouri, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, and Alaska. With these states locked down, Trump starts with a reliable base of 98 electoral votes. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Now, let's move to Kamala Harris's safe states. Her secure states include California, Connecticut, Illinois, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, Vermont, Washington, D.C., Delaware, Maine's 1st District, Maine at large, and New York. Also with these, Harris begins with 145 electoral votes, giving her an early lead over Trump. Next, we'll look at the likely states, those that are projected to lean toward either candidate by margins of 7 to 15 percentage points. These states probably won't flip in November, but aren't as solid as the safe states. Starting with Trump's likely states, Ohio stands out. Although it was once considered a pivotal swing state, Ohio has shifted reliably Republican in recent elections. The latest poll from Morning Consult, which surveyed 1,558 likely voters, shows Trump with an 8-point lead over Harris. Well, this is slightly less than Trump's 10-point lead in earlier polls. It mirrors Ohio's recent voting patterns. Trump won Ohio by 8.1 points in both 2016 and 2020, and with strong support from rural and working class voters, Ohio is likely to stay in Trump's column. South Carolina is another state that remains likely for Trump. A recent Emerson College poll shows him holding a comfortable 14-point lead over Harris, consistent with his 14.3-point win in 2016 and 11.7-point victory in 2020. Despite the absence of direct polling between Trump and Harris, South Carolina's history as a Republican stronghold suggests it will continue to lean red. Arkansas also remains loyal to Trump, with a recent Hendrick College poll of 696 likely voters showing a 15-point lead for the former president. Arkansas has backed the Republican candidate in the last 6 elections and looks to continue that trend, making it almost a safe state for Trump. Texas is a key state to watch, and it remains in the likely category for Trump. A new Morning Consult poll, which surveyed 2,940 likely voters, shows Trump leading Harris by 8 points. While Texas has been a Republican stronghold for decades, urban growth in cities like Houston, Dallas, and Austin has made the state more competitive. Still, Trump's current lead suggests that while Texas may be closer than in past cycles, it's expected to stay red. Mississippi is another likely state for Trump, though recent polling shows some narrowing. Trump leads Harris by 9 points, a smaller margin than his 16.5-point victory in 2020. Despite some softening in support, Mississippi remains reliably Republican, driven by its conservative base. Now let's shift to the Democratic side, starting with Washington. Harris holds a strong lead here, with 14-point advantage over Trump, according to a poll from the Northwest Progressive Institute. Washington has consistently voted blue since 2008, particularly in its urban centers like Seattle. Progressive policies around climate change and tech have made Washington a key Democratic stronghold, and it is expected to remain in Harris's column. New Hampshire has also moved from a leaning state to a more secure position for Harris, bolstering her electoral map